Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I'm going solo today because Kristen's too afraid to tackle this. So
That
it
is
is
so
all
not true.
Yeah, she's too afraid to
I
come into the
haven't
picture.
showered. Don't dare turn that computer on me.
Yeah, well, I just might. She also just dropped the ring light, so she's trying to fix that. So it is what it is. Today, we are going to be talking about one of the comments last time we got was how we can go about. Oh, yeah, thank you for that light. How can you go about doing some digital fun activities in things like Zoom meetings or Teams meetings or Google Hangouts, things like that to launch a discussion as you're getting ready for your kids to log on. So what we've got for you today is we've got a couple different ways that you can use and to share it with you guys. Just some ways to get things kicked off and some fun icebreakers maybe, just a way to get going and get excited with some remote learning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. And I need to make sure that I've got my comments on here too, so that way I can see. If you can see my screen, if you would be so kind to go ahead and give me a comment there, I'd appreciate it. So hopefully it's probably like a bunch of different things there. So if you can see mine, please let me know. Let's see here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and are we good? Can you see it? All right, awesome. All right, Kristen, who's too afraid to come onto camera today, said that it's good. All right, so here we go. Talking first, if your kids are just logging on to Zoom or Teams or any of those things, one of the cool things you could do is you could play Pictionary with them. And we did a little bit of this in my class where we had some time to kill. And by the way, let me start off by saying, too, it's always smart to go on a couple minutes early if you're doing things like class meets to do things like this, because the kids are really missing out on that interaction with one another and the social side of that. Kristen and I were actually just talking about this earlier, how we really need to create a space where the kids still have the opportunity to socialize. So this is a really great way. And I know it takes up a little bit more of your time, but I think in the long run, it'll be really helpful for your students where you're just launching something like this ahead of time before you do your class meets and you're delivering instruction. That way they have a little bit of time to talk with their friends before they have to actually get into the academics, because that's a really important thing that they're missing right now. So again, Pictionary, here we go. For example, you can draw a picture of something and then you can show it to the class. And as you're going about doing that, you can have the kids guessing what they think that might be. You can also do this with something like number talks for math, where you say, okay, here's my number of the day. The number is 24. Show me as many different ways as you can to make that number. They can draw it on their own piece of paper and then show it in the video, or take advantage of the chat feature and just start dropping some of those different responses into the chat. It would be a really great way to do it. You could also put an ELA or a language arts spin on this if you were trying to do this with a story, for example, where you were describing a character from the story. It'd be really easy to do it that way as well. Next, we have charades, where you can have the kids take turn acting out various things. For example, again, putting an ELA spin on that, you could maybe pick a character from the story that you've been reading, and you could have them act out, and then the kids have to try to guess what that character, who that character is. Or you could do it something like maybe a historical figure if you're working on something with social studies. That would be really fun. And just try to, make it more engaging. And I guarantee the kids are going to laugh about it. Another example would be to start launching with some random trivia. Who doesn't love trivia? In fact, this link right down here, randomtriviagenerator.com, is perfect if you have older kids. I'm thinking more probably like, 5th grade and up. It's got some questions on there like with geography. It dives into some really technical questions as far as like pop culture that are all appropriate. So anyways, what you could do is you could go as the educator onto randomtriviagenerator.com. You could find a question and just have it off to the side, like running in the background of your computer. Ask the questions as a class Zoom is going on and just see who can get it right. So it'd be really fun, almost like a pub style, if you will. So you could even create teams if you wanted to. You could say, okay, you 5 are on one team, and then you 5 are on another, and let's take turns at this, and let's see who can get the answers correct, and just take turns. That would be really fun. This was another idea that we kind of saw bouncing around social media, a scavenger hunt, where you said, okay, guys, we're waiting for everyone to log on, but for all of you guys that are here, let's play a little scavenger hunt. Go find a can of soda. And then the first person who can find a can of soda wins. And the kids go running off, and then they have to come back really quick. And it just kind of adds a little bit of fun element to your class meets that way. And then we have where in the world is. This one's actually one of my favorites. So here what you would do is you would go to, like, let's just say somewhere on Google, like a Google image location. Let's say that you took a picture of a beach off of the Google image search. You could copy that or save that and then share your screen and say, okay, I'm here in this picture. Where in the world is Mr. Merrill? And the kids have to try to guess where they are or where you are in that picture. In other words, like, where was that picture taken? So like if it was a beach, oh, well, you guys must be in Florida, which we are. So they could do that. They could also use something like from a story, or you can take it as far as you want. And then the last one we thought would be really cool would be to do emoji stories. Now you can do this with either math or reading, where you could do, like, let's say a certain emoji stands for a number. So like if you had the sunglass emoji stand for 2, and if you had the star eyes stand for 3, then you could have sunglasses plus star eyes, which would be 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. And then you could then take that down, and then you could say the 5 represents the hand, right? And so then it would be like sunglasses plus star eyes equals the hand. And then you could then take the hand and bring it down and then drop the sunglasses in. So then it would be 5 plus, what did I say? 3, right? Was for the sunglasses. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. And then you could have another emoji that represents 8. And you could kind of build that way and see if the kids can try to figure it out and solve it. You could also do this in the chat of a live stream as well, where you just have that emoji story typed out, copy and paste it right into there, and then you could share it that way. The other way you could do it is on an ELA spin. You could actually come up with a whole story using emojis and see if the kids can decipher what exactly it means, and they can communicate that out using the chat. And I should have put this on there, and I totally forgot, but a great place to go and get emojis is emojicopy.com. If you Google that, and even if you can't remember, there's always tons of resources on Google. If you just search Google if you Google emoji copy, you'll find a bunch of resources where you can actually copy and paste emojis onto text boxes if you don't have that ability to do so, like if you're not doing it from a phone or something like that. So these are all some really simple and easy tools that you can use to try to help engage kids and get them excited and just to have some fun with everything that's going on in your class. Hopefully these work for you. We might be sharing this out on social media, that presentation. So I'll have to ask Kristen about that because she made it. Maybe I'll just do it without her. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for chiming in. We'll see you next time.